Hello, design dreamers. Welcome to Decobloom, where spaces tell stories. Today, we're stepping into the pages of Cabana Magazine to recreate its iconic blend of antiques, textures, and Grandmillennial charm. From Venetian lounges to Moody libraries, we'll explore 25 rooms that whisper history and hug you with warmth. Let's begin. The velvet Chesterfield sofa anchors the space in timeless elegance, its deep hue contrasting with floral chintz curtains that dance in the breeze. A gilded antique mirror reflects candlelight, amplifying the room's warmth. Stacked vintage books and a porcelain lamp complete this layered, lived-in luxury. Transitioning upward, the eye traces intricate ceiling moldings painted in creamy white, harmonizing with the room's soft palette. Textured throw pillows and a well-loved Persian rug add tactile depth, proving grandeur needn't feel impersonal. Every piece whispers stories of curated nostalgia. Emerald walls envelop the sanctuary, their jewel tone amplifying the glow of a brass reading lamp. Leather-bound books line oak shelves, their gold spines catching flickering candlelight. A wing-back chair draped in tartan will invite hours of quiet contemplation amid whispered history. The Persian rug's intricate patterns ground the space, its crimson threads echoing burgundy ink blots on an antique desk. Velvet tassels sway from open pages, guiding the gaze toward a stained glass window that filters dusk into prismatic pools on worn hardwood floors. Sunlight glints off crystal droplets from the chandelier, casting rainbows across a weathered oak table. Mismatched chairs, some upholstered in faded damask, others in buttery leather, celebrate generations of gathered meals. Fresh peonies blush in a tarnished silver vase, their scent mingling with beeswax polish. At night, candle flames double in the mirror's mercury glass, illuminating portraits of ancestors who dined here centuries ago. Linen napkins monogrammed with fraying thread rest beside Georgian silverware, proving elegance thrives in imperfect, well-loved details. Morning light filters through sheer curtains, revealing a carved headboard's floral motifs mirrored in the quilt's embroidery. Flaxen linen sheets crumple invitingly, while a rattan nightstand cradles a dog-eared novel, and a teacup ringed with last night's chamomile residue. Dust transforms the room. A silk lampshade glows like a paper lantern, casting shadows across oil paintings of forgotten gardens. The patchwork quilt, stitched from repurposed wedding dresses, smells faintly of lavender, a tactile lullaby for sinking into dreams. The Victorian escritoire groans under porcelain vases spilling dried hydrangeas, their petals dusting leather-bound ledgers. A Tiffany lamp stains paper's amber, its dragonfly mosaic wings framing an inkwell shimmering black pool. Each object leans into the next like old friends sharing secret. Fingerprints smudge the gilded mirror above the desk, reflecting a velvet chair dented with decades of use. Drafts flutter handwritten letters, half-finished sonnets, grocery lists, a pressed four-leaf clover, proving creativity thrives in beautiful chaos. The clawfoot tub's porcelain gleams under candlelight, its curves echoed in the gilded faucet's swan neck silhouette. Framed botanical prints of 18th century medicinal herbs line the marble walls, their faded greens complementing the Turkish towel's crimson fringe. Steam rises in perfumed clouds from the bathwater. Transitioning to the vanity, a collection of crystal perfume bottles catches the dawn light, casting prismatic spots across the mirror's mercury glass. A silver hairbrush rests beside cracked powder compacts, their once vibrant enamels now charmingly worn, testaments to decades of morning rituals. Morning sun transforms a rattan peacock chair into a golden throne, its woven strands casting lace-like shadows on the terracotta tiles. The velvet settee's emerald hue deepens in the light, its tufted back cradling needlepoint pillows embroidered with exotic birds in flight. As afternoon arrives, the citrus tree's blossoms release their perfume, mingling with the scent of linen drapes warmed by the sun. A forgotten book lies open on the wicker coffee table, its pages gently lifted by a breeze carrying whispers of Mediterranean gardens. The console table's walnut surface bears the scars of a century's worth of dropped keys and hurried departures, its patina glowing under the brass lamp's buttery light. The ginger jar's cobalt patterns mirror the Delft tiles framing the doorway, creating a dialogue across centuries. Above, the ornate mirror's mercury glass reflects not just faces but fragments of life. The curve of an umbrella's handle, the gilt edges of stacked art books, a single magnolia blossom floating in a bowl, each a still life welcoming guests home. The transferware plates on open shelves form a chorus of blue and white patterns. No two designs exactly alike, yet harmonizing like old friends. The farmhouse sink's apron front bears the gentle scratches of generations of meal preparations, its zinc countertop developing a richer patina each year. On the wooden island, a bowl of lemons sits beside a well-worn rolling pin dusted with flour. Checkered curtains billow inward, carrying scents of rosemary from the garden and the faintest hint of smoke from the AJ's always warm oven, a sensory portrait of rustic comfort. The Persian runner muffles footsteps as it guides the eye down the gallery wall, where oil portrait subjects seem to follow visitors with their gaze. A carved bench piled with art books invites pause, its cushions indented from years of sitting to tie shoelaces or wait for the post. Late afternoon sun sets the gilded frames ablaze, their reflections dancing across the hallway's wainscoting. A lone fern in a majolica pot trembles as someone passes, its fronds brushing against a small still life of pears, a living element in this temple to captured beauty. The wallpapered ceiling blooms with hand-painted peonies, their petals trailing down to meet the pedestal sink's marble curves. Brass taps shaped like swan necks drip into a basin lined with gold leaf cracks. Not flaws, but proof of a life well lived. Miniature portraits watch from their gilded frames as a crystal dish overflows with rose soaps. The velvet towel's tassels sway when the door shuts, disturbing perfume molecules that have lingered since the jazz age in this jewel box sanctuary. Morning transforms the bistro table's zinc top into a mirror, reflecting the porcelain teapot's chinoiserie patterns. Cane chair backs curve like embracing arms. Their floral cushions flatten from years of lazy Sunday crossword puzzles and coffee refills. Sunbeams pierce the lace curtain's eyelet patterns, dappling light across a half-eaten croissant's flaky layers. The hanging pendant's milk glass glows even when unlit, holding memories of midnight snacks and whispered confessions in its translucent globe. The marble nightstand wears its tea stains like constellations, each ring marking late-night readings. A porcelain lamp base depicts Daphne mid-transformation, her gilded laurel leaves twisting up into a silk shade that glows like parchment. Tiny bronze hands, once part clock, forever point to 2:17 amid stacked first editions. Their broken spines release whispers of tobacco and vanilla, mingling with dried lavender in the drawer, where love letters yellow peacefully. Murano glass sconces drip like frozen carnival masks, their colors deepening as candles gutter. The daybed's damask pillows depict faded maps of a lagoon that may not exist, their silk threads unraveling just enough to suggest deliberate artistry. Gold leaf flakes from the ceiling onto the velvet shades below, collecting in its folds like pirate treasure. A lone carnival feather caught in the drapery sways, reminding us that all decadence eventually becomes archaeology. The desk's oak surface bears ink stains from 3 centuries of correspondence, its edges worn smooth by anxious hands. A lucite chair seems to hover above the Persian rug, its transparency making the leather-bound ledger float mid-air. Afternoon light illuminates dust motes dancing around an antique globe's cracked patina. Its faded labels hint at borders long redrawn, just as today's to-do list will become tomorrow's yellowed ephemera in this chamber of perpetual reinvention. Canopy drapes billow like a schooner's sails, their linen catching the scent of approaching rain. The embroidered bedspread silken threads depict a hunting scene frozen mid-chase, their colors muted by decades of careful washing. Beneath the faux fur throw, a monogrammed chic corner peeks out. AV 1892, stitched in hair-thin thread. The oil painting's gilded frame reflects in the dressing mirror, creating an infinite regression of bedrooms within bedroom. Wrought iron curls protectively around the bistro set, its striped cushions faded from years of sun salutations. A coffee ring on the marble tabletop overlaps with older rings, forming a Venn diagram of solitary mourning. The ivy's new tendrils brush against forgotten novels' warped pages. Below, the city hums. But up here, there's only the wind turning leaves like book pages, and the occasional chime of a spoon against porcelain. Wrought iron ribs hold up the glass ceiling where condensation draws temporary constellations. Orchids erupt from terracotta pots like fireworks frozen mid-explosion, their petals trembling when the gardener's shadow passes. The wicker chair's peeling paint reveals 7 layers of fashion colors: mint, mauve, mustard, a timeline of taste. A vintage thermometer's mercury still climbs, though no one remembers if it's accurate or just beautifully stubborn. Hat boxes stack like a Dr. Seuss tower, their labels promising Monte Carlo 1962 and Ascot 89. The triptych mirror fractures reflections into past, present, and what might have been, its frame sticky with decades of hairspray. Silk robes whisper against each other, sharing secrets and rustles of peignoir and shantung. A single pearl earring winks from a vanity, waiting for its mate to return from whatever adventure began years ago at dawn. The brass cart's wheels leave delicate tracks in the wool rug, marking its nightly journey across the study. Cut glass tumblers throw rainbow spears when the decanter's cognac catches firelight, illuminating the Fox cocktail manual open to death in the afternoon. Fingerprints cloud the silver shaker, where 2 generations of hands gripped it during debates. Lemon rinds curl like sleeping cats beside a dish of olives stuffed with someone's long ago promise to quit smoking. Candle flames tremble in the draft from the dumbwaiter, making the wood paneling's grain appear to ripple like pond water. Mismatched chairs stand at attention, one with a needlepoint seat depicting ST. George, another with claw feet gripping ivory casters. The candelabra's shadow stretches like a many-finger hand across the tablecloth's monogram. In its center, a silver platter reflects distorted faces from the portrait gallery above, turning dinner guests into temporary ancestors. North light exposes every flaw in the unfinished canvas, just as it did when the easel held works by the home's original owner. Dried paint mountains rise from the palette like a miniature Andes range, frozen mid-formation in 1947. The Chase's velvet retains the impression of a reclining figure, though no model has posed here in years. Brushes stand at attention in a chipped ginger jar, their handles darkened by generations of creative sweat and turpentine baths. Terracotta tiles radiate afternoon heat like bread from a wood oven. The fountain's mosaic mermaids have lost some tessery, their smiles now charmingly gap-toothed as they spit arcs of water into the basin's coin-strewn depths. Wrought iron chair backs press vine patterns into linen cushions when guests rise. A forgotten novel floats in the fountain, its pages fanning out like the skirts of a drowned courtesan, words dissolving into illegible poetry. Marble nymphs on the mantel have watched 7 generations of lovers quarrel and reconcile by this hearth. Their frozen giggles echo in the gilt-framed landscape where painted shepherds ignore an approaching storm. The sheepskin rugs curls trap wood smoke and perfume in equal measure. A snapped violin string coils in the ash like a sleeping serpent, left there after that impassioned Christmas Eve argument about Schubert's intention. Sunlight turns the apothecary jars into a chemist's dream, their contents glowing. Saffron like captured sunlight, cocoa like powdered obsidian. The vintage scale's brass pans tilt slightly, forever frozen mid-measurement of some long-completed recipe. Woven baskets exhale the scent of last summer's lavender with every open door. On the highest shelf, a single jar labeled Damson's 1919 watches over proceedings, its wax seal still intact, its contents a sweet mystery. And there you have it, 25 ways to design like Cabana Magazine, where every crack in porcelain and sun-bleached velvet tells a story. Remember, great interiors aren't perfect. They're lived in, layered, and loved. Which room stole your heart? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this journey, hit like, subscribe for weekly design escapades, and ring that bell so you never miss our next adventure. Until then, keep blooming one beautiful space at a time.